everyone. My name is David Grafton. I'm filling in for John General this evening. Seems that he could not find a Hawaiian shirt to wear.
Right.
I'm here with Sally Gillette.
Hello.
And what do we do next?
What do we do next? I don't know. With John not here.
I'm interviewing Alex
No.
Handy this evening. He's with the St. Vincent de Paul Society.
And joining with me will be Sandy Grandy. We'll get into that in a little bit. So we thank them for being here.
We have a commercial?
Not yet.
Not
Hold
yet,
on.
okay.
It is Restaurant Week here in Talbot County. Yay! So everyone head out to your favorite restaurants. The attractions guide, that big guide that comes out, is actually, it lists who's doing what. I think it's between here, St. Michael's, and Oxford. So it lists who's doing what. And it's through this Saturday. So fun time.
Good thick issue, and it's free.
Yes.
Yes.
We like free.
Yeah, free's good.
Yeah.
It's 'cause
Okay.
we work for free.
Right. We totally do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
When's that going to change? When does volunteering pay? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, stick around. We'll be right back with a short break, and stick around to hear our lovely guests. Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. Alex, nice to see you.
Nice to see
Thanks
you.
for
Dave.
joining us this evening. It's been a while.
Thanks for having me.
So we're going to talk a little bit tonight about the St. Vincent de Paul Society, which you're the president of. Reluctantly, you say that to me. And your recent trip, you went to
Guatemala.
Can't understand my handwriting. On a mission trip for the society.
Actually, it was for the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, but it was also for the parish,
Okay.
Saints Peter and Paul.
Tell us a little bit about, I'd like to hear a little bit about the trip, and I know you have another thing you want to speak about. Tell us a little bit about what you do at the St. Vincent de Paul Society.
Well, it's an international organization that was founded in the 1830s in Paris, France, and it's all over the world. We help those in need, poor people, and we help them in any way we can. We have a food pantry. We provide financial assistance for rent, utilities, medical costs, gasoline for cars. We put people up overnight who are homeless, so we help in a number of different ways. The organization here in Talbot County was started in 1978, so it's been around for a while. But it's really ramped up over the last several years, probably in about the 2007, 2008, when the economy went downhill. The demands on the organization have increased significantly. Just to give you an idea, when I took over as president, we had a facility over behind Wishing Well Liquor, and it was, one of these one-car garage size storage units. We were handing out about 25 bags of groceries a week. Today, we have a 7,000 square foot facility, and we hand out about 185 bags of groceries every week.
Where's that located?
It's over on Canvasback Drive behind Walmart.
Okay.
And we've just recently expanded it. We bought the building thanks to the Mike and Nancy Klein Foundation and some other generous people. We bought it back in 2012. And anyway, we've recently gotten a federal block grant and added another 2,000 square feet. So we started out with 5,000 when we got the grant from the Klein Foundation, and then we added the 2,000 most recently, because we just have a huge amount of food that we process. We not only give out food ourselves, but we give food to other food pantries. So we have a truck, thank God, and so we're able to pick up food, bring it there. Other food pantries can come and get food from us. So we're like a clearinghouse.
So how do you like qualify, just for my own edification here and everybody else's, of course, how do you qualify somebody for that? You can't just walk up there and say, I want some food, right?
Actually, you can.
Really?
That's pretty much what you do, yeah.
Wow.
We don't means test. The block grant required us to survey and means test our clients for a period of time, but that's over. And so now it's just a matter of if they come and they need food, we give it to them.
And in general, people are going to, if they need it, they're going to come to see you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
What about worldwide? How large is this? I mean, how many, if you kind of know off the top of your head, like how many organizations and facilities and this goes, I'm sorry, is that the wrong question?
Where did you come up with that question, Dave? I'd like to know.
I'm a smart guy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not prepared for that.
That's
don't know.
okay.
I don't know
You
where
get
you
to say
come
a
up
lot.
with these. No, I don't know what the numbers are worldwide, but it is, the organization
Yeah.
exists in most countries throughout the world. Certainly most of the
Yeah.
first world countries or first and second world countries.
I ask you that question because coincidentally, I have a student of mine who has just got back from India, and another one that was in the Sudan, and they were talking about that a little bit and how really impoverished India is.
Yeah, I'm sure there's people with lots of money over there, and then there's
It's
very, very poor
extreme.
people. Sure, yeah. Interesting.
Well, you wanted to mention something about another project that you're involved with this evening.
Well, actually, I talked about the Guatemala trip, if you'd like.
Good. Let's do that.
A group of us, 8 people from St. Peter and Paul Parish, we went to Guatemala for about 8 days in February. Father Nash was with us. And I have some pictures to show kind of what went on down there, because everybody asks me, what'd you do down there? Well, we didn't build houses, or we weren't really, digging ditches or anything. We were, we took 7 suitcases full of materials for the people that we were working with. We have a parish down there that we twin with, and so St. Peter and Paul here helps out this parish down in Guatemala, in San Marcos. And so we took a suitcase, for example, loaded with school uniforms from St. Peter and Paul. We took medical supplies. We took school supplies. While we were there, they had an Office Depot down there, believe it or not, in Guatemala. And we bought a computer for the pastor of the church that we're twinning with, Father Rigoberto. We also, Father Nash, while we were there, the priest in the parish that we visited, he had a funeral to go to. So he was going to get on a bus and go 2 hours on the bus up to serve the funeral. He has 40-some churches that he says Mass at. Some of them he gets around to once or twice a year. Some of them he gets around more regularly. But he has a huge parish. So he had no automobile. So we bought the St. Peter and Paul parish bought him a car, or truck, actually.
Wow.
Toyota pickup truck. So that was the kind of thing we did. And the 2 women, Sharon and Martha, who are parents at St. Peter and Paul, they're wonderful women. They were just great with the kids. And then there's a picture of the kids with the uniforms from St. Peter and Paul. But are they up? Can they see them? No. Okay. Never mind.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So tell us a little bit about the this
Moving on.
upper shore transit, and is that in conjunction with?
No.
It's 2 separate things.
This is a paid thing I do.
Okay.
Maryland Upper Shore Transit.
Okay.
And actually, Sandy, who's going to be on the show, is he's head of Delmarva Community Transit. Is part of his operation down in Dorchester County. But at any rate, we have public transportation, believe it or not, and a lot of people I know are not aware of that. In the whole 5-county mid-shore area, it includes Queen Anne's County, and that's a separate operation. That's Queen Anne's County Ride. And then Delmarva Community Transit covers Kent, Talbot, Dorchester, and Caroline counties. And we have copies of pictures of some ads that we did for them. But just to let you know, if someone needs a doctor to go to a doctor, they can call this organization. DCT or Queen Anne's County ride, and they can have the bus pick them up at their door, take them to the medical facility, and then pick them up when their appointment is over. And I mean, it's a terrific service, and it's a very affordable service as well. The other thing is that they have regular bus stops that they have throughout the 5-county area. They go, you know, they can take you anywhere really on the shore that you need to go, because you can transfer to the lower shore where there's another bus service. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be doing a lot of senior events and outreach programs to make to generate awareness for the organization, because there's a lot of people that need to know about bus service that don't, getting to a job or getting to a medical appointment or whatever.
I just met a young man from India who's a certified chef. He went to school and he was working at the Hyatt, and he doesn't have a vehicle, and he was interviewing up here with the Tidewater, or wanted to, but he has no means of getting back and forth because he lives in Cambridge.
Okay.
And he wasn't really familiar with the service. The only problem with it is that it takes a lot of time because of the stops and so. But I guess that's something you iron out. So well, it is needed. There's no question
there's
about that.
No question about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of employers, you know, getting people to a job is important to employers too, because if they can't get these their employees there, that's an issue. Yeah. So
well, I guess Sally is going to talk about that, and guess we're going to go to commercial break in a minute. I want to thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Good seeing you again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
you're much better than John, by the way.
I don't have a shirt though. Well, we'll go to break and we'll be back shortly.
Okay.
I was born with cerebral palsy, a birth defect caused by lack of oxygen to the brain during labor. It affects my motor skills and coordination. So I ride the bus to get to meetings, appointments, shopping, everything.
I work part-time and go to school. I'm working on getting my degree from Chesapeake College. Honestly, I can't afford to buy a car. I meet some very interesting people on the bus.
Yeah, like me.
A lot of our students wouldn't be able to attend Chesapeake College without MUST. They really depend on public transportation.
Maryland Upper Shore Transit, MUST, operates through 2 public transportation systems, Delmarva Community Transit, DCT, and Queen Anne's County Ride. MUST coordinates the 2 bus systems so that they operate as a single bus service throughout Caroline, Dorchester, Kent, Queen Anne's, and Talbot counties. There's 1 bus schedule, 1 phone number to call, 1 entity to deal with. MUST.
108 to base. I have Ms. Shimmick aboard, and we're going to Dorchester General Hospital.
10-4-108. I have another pickup for you. 819 Bailey Road. 819 Bailey Road. 10-4.
The MUST system provides service to local hospitals including Easton Memorial, Kent, Queen Anne's, Dorchester General, and Peninsula Regional Medical Center, and can link transportation services to regional medical facilities outside the Eastern Shore.
You never know what circumstances people face. I always feel good when I can help people out. I guess that's what I enjoy most about my job.
I can get to my doctor's or dentist's appointments by bus without relying on my daughter or my son-in-law. It gives me a real sense of independence.
Getting to and from work is a real problem for a lot of us. Having public transportation isn't just nice to have, it's a necessity.
We've had trouble filling jobs at Cadmus. We have discovered the bus system could help us transport people from surrounding counties to our plant. It was a big help in filling our ranks of employees.
Finding jobs for many of the Latino people is one thing. Finding transportation is another. That's why public transportation is so needed by the people within the Latino community.
Our bus schedules are customer-friendly and easy to use. They cover our routes all over the Mid-Shore, and we're bilingual.
Good morning, Must. Thank you very much. Oh, buenos. Sí, yo hablo español. Oh, es muy bien. Gracias. Okay. Está bien. Está bien. Okay, hasta mañana.
Thanks to a state grant, Must buses are being equipped with a terrific new technology that allows dispatchers to track their exact location and allows rerouting when needed.
We recently had a situation where the new tracking system was a great help. One Friday evening, we had a bus carrying 3 clients who had had appointments at various hospitals in Baltimore.
It had been a very long day in Baltimore. I had 3 patients on board, and the treatment for one took all day. It was in the evening, late, almost 6 o'clock, when we were trying to come home, and we had a problem with the bus, and then we had a flat tire. I was stranded with these 3 passengers that really needed to get home. Office staff came back in. They were able to find where I was on NavTrack, guide me to a safe place to leave the bus, and guide another driver to come and pick my passengers and myself up. It would have been very difficult for us to do that if we could have done it at all without our NavTrack system.
The NavTrack system allows us to track each bus, its exact location, the speed at which it's traveling. It's cutting-edge technology that few, if any, other transportation system in the country have.
The Must system is picking up and delivering more riders than ever. More workers, more students, more seniors, more disabled citizens, people who might not otherwise be able to get from one place to another.
Public transit is critically important to regional development. It's vital to the shore's growth.
The plan for MUST was developed with the support of elected officials and Delmarva Community Transit and Queen Anne's County County Ride. Thank you, and ride the bus.
Hello, welcome back to Shore Talk. Joining us today, my guest is Santo Grande, otherwise best known as Sandy. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Sandy is the president and CEO of Delmarva Community Services, more simply said, of DCS. Right. Before we delve into what we're here to talk about specifically today, just briefly sort of share with everyone what DCS, what your organization does and for the community.
Delmarva Community Services has been in existence for over 40 years. It was created in 1974 by a group of parents, the volunteers, and they wanted to have services available for their children who were becoming adults, who were developmentally disabled, mentally retarded back then, it was the term. And they started this day program, and I was fortunate enough to be hired to be the director after it was in operations less than a year. I became the director, and I've been with them ever since. And so I've been able to watch the organization grow and be a part of it. And we not only serve people with developmental disabilities, we also serve people in poverty, we serve senior citizens, and we serve transportation disadvantaged people who need public transportation or medical transportation. So we've been able to create a full service system that's kind of a safety net for the people of Dorchester County and the surrounding counties. So, and again, I've been very lucky to have been the director, or still the director, of this organization, and I've been there for over 40 years now.
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for reminding me.
Right. On another show, actually, we're going to highlight
Sure.
a lot more of what DCS does and everything.
Sure.
But today, we're here to discuss a very exciting new project.
Yes, we are.
So why don't you take us there? What's the name of this project? Where is it located?
Well, this project is located in Dorchester County.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Cambridge. And it's going to be a full service type program and services for seniors, and our key piece of this organization, this new project, is the Harry and Jeanette Weinberg Intergenerational Center. And it's really one of the first in Maryland that will be able to serve children and seniors in the same facility, but so that they could have interaction together. There'll be common areas, and we would hope that some of the seniors would take part in some of the activities with the children and so on. So we feel that this is a really needed service, and we've been working very hard. It's taken us a long time to get where we are. We're hoping that we will be able to break ground within the next few months. We've garnered funding. Again, the Weinberg Foundation was very generous to give us a large grant to help kickstart the program, and they were able to get the naming rights of the center. Midshore Community Foundation has been extremely supportive of our program. They've given us a donation through the George Todd Fund. And we've also received government funding through the Community Development Block Grant and Department of Aging and so on. So we've been able to put together many different funding sources, and also USDA, U.S. Department of Agriculture, through their, well, it used to be called Farmers Home Administration, has also provided us with a very long-term loan, but it extends for many years. Sure. So we'll be able to use that over the next few years, and we're excited. It's going to be a great program. It'll have a child care center. It'll have a senior center. It'll have other activities for people. There'll be a masseuse and a beauty parlor, and there'll be meditation centers, exercise areas, and eventually our long-term goal is to have a fitness and wellness center also, which will have exercise areas, a type of a court, a basketball type court where people could do exercises also, and machines will be there, and then we also would like to have a indoor swimming pool. So these are some of the things we're planning on the future, and then we will also have 23 apartment complexes with 29 units in each apartment complex for seniors, and eventually a couple of smaller assisted living units with about 14 beds in each of those. So we're looking at it as a full service type program for seniors especially, but also having the child care component, and also having it available for the community to use also.
Right.
So it's going to be very exciting, and it's taken us a while to get here, but we're really at the stage where we've done almost $2 million of construction, where we've cleared the land, 10 acres of land. We've cleared it, filled it, seeded. It has streets paved now. It has sidewalks, parking lots, and those things have all been done. And now we will begin construction soon on the Intergenerational Center. And then immediately following, once we get that construction started, we would really like to start building our first 29-unit complex.
Okay.
So it's very exciting for us.
It's very exciting.
Right.
This is a brochure that Sandy brought, Chesapeake Grove Intergenerational. That's a long word, intergenerational.
Yes.
I messed that up today a lot of times practicing.
It includes a lot of generations. That's why
Right.
it's such a big word.
It is. So I guess to some, you sort of just touched on this, but it's not just your everyday, it's not just another everyday senior center. Obviously, it's very involved. There's a lot going on.
Right.
And I think you also touched on this, but we're having a mechanical difficulty. Sorry. So specifically speaking, it sounds like this center will benefit seniors, seniors with disabilities, and also children.
Right.
So all sort of in the shared living, shared experiencing space,
Right.
which is exciting. Yeah.
And it will have community areas also. So we are hoping that some of the program will be treated as a club or membership, and the families might be able to use it in the evenings for the swimming area or exercise area, or some of the rooms will be available to the community to have meeting rooms, and some of the activities will be in the evening also. So we're looking for it to be a 7-day-a-week center that can be used by various organizations in the community.
Great.
And I did miss something when we started the conversation, though, but Delmarva Community Services is the public transit provider of the 4 counties, and we provide public transportation, some medical transportation, employment transportation, and we also assist veterans and many seniors also. So it's a really, our agency has been able to develop a well-rounded service delivery system touching many people in many parts of the community.
You definitely have a lot going on, Sandy.
Thank you.
I think the word intergenerational is key. I think, having all these different age groups and people with, special needs come and again, in this sort of shared space.
Right.
I don't think you touched on this, where did your sort of inspiration and conception come from?
Well, probably about 10 years ago, I went on an international trip to China to see how they treated people with aging. And that was through the American Society on Aging. As a member of the American Society on Aging, I was fortunate to be invited to that trip. And while I was on that trip, one of our guests along with us was Sister Edna Lonergan, and she's a Catholic nun from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And while I'm in China, she's presenting this slide presentation of her intergenerational center.
Okay.
And that really was the impetus for us to get started. And we've been out to visit her center many times. Our architects, engineers have gone out. My staff has gone out. It's a wonderful, wonderful program. And she's just it's been a guiding light for us, and really it's given us inspiration to do that here. And we're much more rural than they are. They're more urban, but we feel as if this would be just as important in a rural area.
Well, if not more, because
Right.
in rural areas can tend to be less to offer and help people. So
Right.
all the more reason.
Right. One of the beautiful parts of this center will be that it has a really nice atrium area, and there'll be an indoor playground for some of the kids to use, and walking areas, and a track area. And we're also putting in a full service ramp that will skirt the entire atrium area. So it's instead of we were able to have one elevator, and instead of a second elevator, we thought this large ramp would be good for exercise for people. They'll be able to walk it. They'll have tables or benches along the way. They could sit and rest if they want to, or if they want to talk or have coffee. But it's going to track the entire atrium area. So it's really going to be a really nice addition to this area, especially for seniors and even for kids to walk up it and so on and so forth. So we feel as if and they'll have, different vegetation inside and things like that. So it's going to be a lovely area for people to sit and join each other. And then there will be this interaction with the kids and adults. So we're really looking forward to some of the other activities we can do there. Also, we're going to have a computer lab and exercise areas. And so it's going to be, we're looking for it as a very holistic type program. We'll have a coffee area and fireplace and things like that. So it's going to be, we're hoping it draws in people too, because of some of the activities we'll have there.
Great. Well, you just sort of touched on this. With all these different people coming together and living in the shared space, they have different interests and needs. You did just speak a little bit about that. I imagine there's some big time sort of organizational programming that needs to happen in order to facilitate such a task with so much going on and all the different needs and interests. Like I said, there's some big programming that has to go on to help organize everything.
Yeah, well, we presently, the entire agency and all the services we talked about, we have over 300 employees for Delmarva Community Services, 330 because we have group homes. We have 30 group homes in 2 states. So we have many, many people working in the region. This part of our program, we feel, will add approximately another 30 to 40 full-time, full and part-time positions. And additional part-time positions. So we look for it to add about 50 new employees to because we have the assisted living areas, and then we have the apartments, and we have the different programs within the center. Then we'll have the fitness and wellness center. So we're looking at a lot of professional jobs that have come along with it, and then various health-related jobs. So we're very excited, and we're very happy that we've been able to create so many jobs in the Midshore area and in southern Delaware. So it's been a great opportunity. Delmarva Community Services has just provided a tremendous amount of service to the community, not only in creating the jobs that are necessary, creating transportation to get to and from jobs, but also putting the service out for the community and serving so many populations under one umbrella organization.
Well, and this new center is just a huge extension to what you currently do for the community and everybody.
Right.
You did touch on this. Obviously, with such a project like this, there's a lot of financial help needed. So there are some funding partners. I think you mentioned a couple of the names. If you could just say them again. I read, was it Harry and Jeanette Weinberg?
Harry and Jeanette Weinberg they're a foundation that's out of Baltimore.
Okay.
And they are the largest funder of capital programs for seniors in the world, throughout the world. And they have offices not only in the U.S., they have offices in Hawaii and Israel. So they're worldwide, and they provide a lot of assistance in building intergenerational centers or senior centers or apartment complexes for seniors. And so they really were very gracious to accept our program under their umbrella organization. So we were very fortunate to have that. They liked the intergenerational piece of it. So Harry and Jeanette Weinberg, the Midshore Community Foundation with the George B. Todd Fund as part of that. Also, various state agencies and organizations gave us grant funding. The legislature has been wonderful to us. We've gotten funding from each legislative session over the last 6 years. This would be our 7th year if we get it this year. And also, we're very pleased to say that the governor has taken an interest. The governor and lieutenant governor has taken an interest in this project, and we hope that we are in the governor's budget. We know that it was in it, at the beginning of the session in his capital budget. So we're very excited that we've been able to get into the governor's budget. And we also have a couple of other, through the legislature, we're looking at whether we get some Senate funding or House of Delegates, and Senator Eckert has been helpful, and Cherie Sample Hughes, our local delegate from the southern part of the 37th district, and also Johnny Mouse has been helpful. And so we're very lucky to have this support in the community. And so we have to work all different parts of the community. And also, one of the local banks in the Cambridge area has made a significant donation to us, pledge over 5 years, and we have another foundation, the MacDonald Family Foundation, not McDonald, but MacDonald Family Foundation, and they pledged a large matching grant towards the matching. The Mitchell Foundation gave us a grant, and then they also said, well, we'll also give you a matching grant. If you can match it by certain dollars, we'll give you that additional funding. So foundation from Baltimore was able to donate $100,000 over the next 5 years to help us use that as matching funds. So we've been helpful, but lucky with all the help we have, but we also are still looking, we're still doing a capital campaign. We still are looking for interested parties that may want to help us, and we're still giving naming rights to various parts of this facility. The different rooms will be named after family members or after a business. So we're still working on that also. So, and our website is there. It's www.dcsdct.org. So that has an area where you could donate also.
So we can go to that website to look up what we want to look up, find out how the project's going, if we're interested in somebody going to the center or living there and using the facilities. And also, if I want to donate, I would go to this as well. And that's
right. And I know earlier speaker talked about, food pantries, et cetera. And we do run the Community Action Agency in Dorchester County, similar to the Neighborhood Service Center in Talbot County. So we also have a food pantry, and we accept donations for that. We give out about 1,000 unduplicated bags of groceries. So one bag each month to one family. So we do over about 1,000 bags a month. And we do rental assistance and foreclosure counseling and rapid rehousing if somebody loses their apartment or their house. We help them with that. So we have just a very broad expanse of people we serve. And from, in transportation, we serve from Cecil County to Wycomico County. So it's many trips, daily trips to Baltimore for medical appointments. So we're out there within the community daily, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, serving people.
awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
I always say thank you. It's an amazing, your organization is amazing. So
thank you. Thank you very much. I have a great staff and a great board of directors. If we didn't have a great volunteer board of directors, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. So
everything's team effort.
it is. Thank you.
So we're going to kind of wind down a little bit. Just quickly, I think you touched on this, but the first part of the build out we can see, is that the intergenerational center first? Is that
Yes.
to go up first?
Yes.
Okay. And then to follow?
One of the 29 unit complexes and one of the assisted living units. They will be built in that order.
Okay.
Intergenerational center will be started. Once we have that going, we then will be able to move on to the first housing component, and then we'll also be able to start building one of the assisted living units.
Okay. Wow.
And the 29 unit complexes, 3 of them, there will have various income levels in the different programs. So
Okay. Wow. It's what an awesome project, very much needed, and one I hope that it'll be the first for Delmarva Peninsula, like
Right.
you said, but I'm hoping, hopefully it catches on, so to speak.
Yeah.
We did mention the website. If you want to donate, just see how the progress is going, all that, you can go to the website. I know Scott's going to put that up. We have some pretty fancy pictures too that they're going to come up
Great.
to, the renditions from your architect. So
Right.
it looks beautiful, by the way. I did see the pictures. It looks really pretty.
Thank
so
you. And our phone number at the agency is 410-221-1900. So you could call there and ask for someone to give you information about Chesapeake Grove And we do have one person that has been taking the lead on giving information out or keeping a waiting list of people that, because we do have people that have started to turn their names in for the house, some of the apartments and the different complexes we have going on. So that's really good that people are interested in it.
Sure, sure. So. I've come from the hotel industry. Oh, we want heads and beds, heads and beds.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you
Sure.
very much for being here and sharing this project. It's amazing.
Thank you very much for having me.
So we're going to actually cut to a little bit of a break. Thank you very much. Thank you again, Sandy, and we'll be back very shortly.
Programming on Channel 15 is brought to you in part by the Avalon Foundation and Avalon Theater, a leading catalyst for the arts, education, and culture for Talbot County and the Mid-Shore. The Avalon Foundation. Leadership, a beautiful venue, and a variety of programming provide a special quality of life on the Mid-Shore.
Well, welcome back. It was an interesting evening.
It was.
Yeah, we went over a little bit, didn't we?
We did. We went way over time. But
That's
there's
a-
a lot of great information.
That's
It's hard
true.
to get it in the time frame that we're
Absolutely.
allotted. So.
I was going to try to do an impersonation of John, but it doesn't work. Well, Scott can, but he's
Scott,
back
our
there.
camera guy, just did an
he's really
amazing
good. I can't get him out here to do that. And what's the magic word again?
Well, the magic word is aloha.
Aloha. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, John. I don't have the shirts.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time on Shore Talk.